Hello guys, today we are going to continue with our next topic which is called power functions. Okay, so the question is consider each power function, determine the power and constant of variation. Okay, now here we have to determine the power function and the constant of variation. Please understand guys, power is also called exponent. So in question number 1 we can say power is 3 over 7. And what is the constant of variation? Constant of variation is 6. So which is 6. Okay. Power is also called as exponent. Let me write that. Exponent. Here, number 2, power is minus 6. So I am just writing power as P. So power is minus 6 and constant of variation is 5. In question number 3, power is negative 1 over 3 and constant of variation is 8. In number 4, power is 5 over 7 and constant of variation is 2. Hope it is clear. Okay, let's move on. Have a look at question number 5. Question is saying consider each power function, determine the domain and range, intercepts, end behavior, continuity and regions of increase and decrease. So everything we'll talk about that. Okay, because the graph is already given to us guys, so domain means all the x values that this function covers. Please understand, I'm not looking at the function because the graph is given to us, so I'm more focusing on the graph. Now because the graph has an arrow, so it keeps on going and going and going, so it actually covers all the rightward value of x and all the leftward value of x also. So in fact it covers all the real values of x because this keeps on going and going and going graph. Okay, so we will say is all real values. Domain is all real values. Okay, capital R. And range means the y value that it covers. So the graph covers the y value. These are the y value covered by the graph, right? Okay. So the range is all real positive value including 0. You can also write it like this. All the values from 0 to infinity. At infinity we always put an open interval and at 0 it is closed interval. Why? Because it is touching the y value at 0 also. So the range is 0 to infinity. Okay, in domain we could have written the interval like this, from negative infinity to positive infinity, all the values with an open interval. With infinity we always put an open interval. Okay, now we have to find the intercepts. So by looking at the graph we know that x-intercept is 0 and y-intercept is also 0. End behavior. End behavior means when x tends to infinity, how does the function behave? And when x tends to minus infinity, how does it behave? Okay, so I will write it like this. When x is very, very, very large, guys, please understand. When x is very large, what does y reach? So when x is very large, y also becomes very, very large, which is actually infinity. So when x tends to infinity, fx would be infinity. Okay, so that is how the end behavior is, means on the rightward direction. And when x tends to negative infinity, means when value of x is very small, then also the function value is very large. It keeps on going upward, right? So when x is very small, then fx is again very large, which is infinity. So the end behavior of the function is always infinity at x equal to infinity or x tends to minus infinity. Now continuity. I can see that from the graph, while drawing the graph, I don't need to remove the pen. Okay. So it is very much smooth and continuous at all values. So the continuity is continuous at all real values. X belongs to R. Okay. Then regions of increase and decrease. From the graph, guys, you can see that the function is increasing when x is from 0 to infinity. See, when x is 0, after that it is all going, the graph is going upwards, right? So the graph is always increasing after 0. So from 0 to infinity, the function is increasing. At 0, we will put an open interval because at 0 the function is not increasing. It is increasing after 0. Okay, and the function is decreasing. It is all the way decreasing from minus infinity. From wherever is it coming, it is decreasing, and it is decreasing all up to 0. So I will write it negative infinity to 0 and open interval at 0, because at 0 it is not decreasing. Okay, at minus infinity it is open interval, we always give. Fine. Let's come to question number 6. For question number 6, when I look at the graph, I realize that domain is, you can see, it is all real values the domain is covering except 0. I'm just marking it. On x-axis it is covering everything, but it is not touching x at 0, right? So the domain is, you can say that all real values except 0. You can write like this, or you can write like this: negative infinity to 0, 0 open, because you don't want to touch, because the domain does not cover 0, and from 0 to infinity. Yes. Now how to write range? When I look at the range, I look at the y values the graph is covering. So basically, it is covering all the positive y values, but not at 0. So you can see it is covering all the positive y values, and it is not covering the y at 0. Why? Because the graph is not at all touching x-axis. Now because it is not touching x-axis, so the y value at 0 is not being touched. Okay, never being touched. So the range is all the values greater than 0 up to infinity. Okay, intercepts. If I say x-intercept, is there any x-intercept? So no, there is no x-intercept because the graph is not touching x-axis at all. So there is no x-intercept. Okay. Is there any y-intercept? There is no y-intercept because the graph is not touching y-intercept, y-axis at all, neither touching nor cutting. So there is no y-intercept. What is the end behavior? So when limit x tends to 0, when limit x tends to 0, when x value is nearly equal to 0, so the function fx becomes infinity, right? As the graph gets closer and closer to 0 on x, the function value becomes very, very large, so it is infinity. Okay. And when limit x tends to positive infinity, so the function value is equal to 0. When x gets very, very, very large, so the graph gets closer and closer to 0. And when x tends to negative infinity, so fx again tends to 0. Good? Okay. Now let's talk about continuity. So the function is not continuous at 0, because when you draw the graph, the left part is okay, but to draw the right part you have to remove the pen and bring it on the positive side of x-axis. So that is why we say that the function is discontinuous. We can say discontinuous at x equal to 0. Good. Okay, then we check where the function is increasing or decreasing. So you can see from the graph, the function is increasing all the way from negative infinity to up to 0, right? So negative infinity up to 0, open interval, the function is increasing, and the function is decreasing all the way from 0 to infinity. As the x value starts from 0, it keeps on decreasing, and it keeps on decreasing up to when x is infinity. Good. Let's move on to next question. Have a look at number 7. Now this time the graph is not given to us. So no worries. We will try first to draw the graph. Guys, please understand. This is 5x to the power minus 4. We will better write it as 5 over x to the power 4. Okay. Now here we will learn how to draw the graph of such functions. 1 over x square graph, y equal to 1 over x square graph looks like this. I am drawing it for you. Similarly, the similar nature is y equal to 1 over x to the power 4 graph. The nature of the graph is very similar. Yes, the two graphs will, but the behavior would be very same. Why did I do this kind of graph? First of all, because it is an even function. So whether x is positive or negative, the graph, the y value would be same for both positive x or negative x. So basically, y equal to 1 over x to the power 4 is symmetrical about y-axis. That is point number 1, right? And point number 2 is, whatever be the x value you put in, the y value is always positive. The y value will never be 0. So these are the two important points to decide how the graph looks like, or otherwise you should memorize this kind of graph. Similarly, if I ask how does this graph looks like 1 over x to the power 6, so yes, its nature also will be same. Okay, yes, there will be some changes, but the behavior is same. Okay, so knowing the behavior of 5 over x to the power 4, domain is, we can say, all real values except 0, because it is covering all values of x but not x at 0, right? And range is, it is more than 0 all up to infinity. So 0 to infinity is the range. Good. After that, we had to find about intercepts, end behavior, and continuity. So guys, you can see that there is no x-intercept and no y-intercept, right? What is the end behavior? It is very much same like last question. As limit x tends to 0, the fx value gets bigger and bigger, fx tends to infinity. And when limit x tends to infinity, fx tends to 0. Also, when limit x tends to negative infinity, fx is near to 0. Fx gets closer to 0. About continuity of the function is discontinuous at 0, right? So let me write that. Discontinuous at x equal to 0. Okay. And then where is the function increasing or decreasing? So yes, it is increasing from negative infinity to 0 open and decreasing from 0 open to positive infinity. Good guys? Okay. Let's come to question number 8. That is important. First of all, we'll rewrite this function like this. If you can understand, it is 8 over x to the power 4 over 3. Negative power, we can bring it down with a positive power. Okay. Now, the nature of the value of x, can we write it like this? Cube root of x to the power 4, right? Guys, please understand. Let me rewrite it nicely. Now this x to the power 4 over 3 can be written as x whole to the power 1 over 3, right? And that is 8 over cube root of x to the power 4. Now please understand, whether x will be positive or negative, y value would be same for both positive or negative, right? It means that the graph is an even function. It is an even function and it will be symmetrical about y-axis, right? That is point number 1. Looking at the function, we decided. Okay. Point number 2 is that whatever the x value you put in, x to the power 4 will always be positive, right? Whether you put negative value of x or positive value of x, this x to the power 4 value would always be positive. And so the complete result would always be a positive value. It means the y value would always be positive. So somehow again the graph looks like this, if you can understand. The nature of the graph would be like this. Good. There were 2 points what we considered, that whether x is positive or negative, y value gives the same result for both positive or negative x. That was point number 1. Point number 2 is that whatever be the value of x, y value will always be positive. It will never be negative. Good. Considering these 2 points, we drew the graph. Okay. And also we can see that x value cannot be 0. That is why there is a vertical asymptote at y-axis, right? Okay. Now we'll discuss everything whatever we have done, and basically the result would always be same. Means will be same as in question number 7. Everything will be same as question number one part, how to draw the graph. Having the session. Goodbye.